Welcome back to Kevin's Trooper channel. I got a new tool to add to the shop today and I wanted to go over it with you guys. I wanted to introduce you to the Fein 14-inch dry cut chop saw. You know, I always talk about buying the best tool that you could possibly afford and then taking care of it. And I researched these literally for months before I finally pulled the trigger on this Fein. I almost went with the Makita, but the Makita's a 12-inch and it was really a toss-up. The Fein was a little more expensive, but it has a 14-inch blade. That means the downside to that is the blades are more expensive, but the upside to that is it has a little bit more power and it can cut a little bit heavier material. Plus, from everything that I've read, this Fein is absolutely bulletproof. So I am super excited about this tool. These saws will blow away abrasive chop saws. And I know you guys have seen these things around, and if you've never heard of Fein tools before, I hadn't before I started looking into this saw. They make really high-end tools for industry and for professionals. So let's take this thing out and take a look at it. And it has some gravity, that's for sure. So here is the saw, and one of the only negatives I read about this saw anywhere is this silly little chain that locks this piece down to the base. You know, most chop saws have a little lock in the back around the hinge, and they probably could have done a little better job at that. And you can see it has a very thick, this is probably 3/8 inch right here on this frame for the cutting fence. It does do very accurate 45-degree cuts. And if we can take a look at the blade here, this is a Slugger blade. And it is a 66 tooth blade, I believe. Guys, I want to show y'all something. Look at the motor that this thing comes with. That is quite a large motor. I've seen videos online of them cutting 3-inch solid bar stock like it was nothing with this thing. It does have brushes. This motor does come with replaceable brushes. And there it is. Feast your eyes on that beast. Now let's check to see how square our blade is to our fence. And that appears to be right on. And in the back, it has a chip tray that catches most of your chips. So let's get it plugged in and we'll cut some metal with this thing. Oh! Okay, the first thing I'm gonna cut is I'm gonna cut this 1.5 inch, I think it is, tubing, and it looks like that might be some 1/8 wall thickness. So we're gonna try that first and see how that cuts. All right, first cut, here we go. And that's the surface you're left with. Beautiful cut. Now we're gonna try this, looks like 1/2 inch plate here, bar stock. And we're just gonna cut this off straight right here where I already have it marked. This is from a previous project that I didn't use. All right, here goes. And it's not even warm to the touch after it cuts. So awesome. Alright, so what do I think after using the saw for a while? It's a beast. Everything I threw at it, it ate its lunch. It didn't even slow down with these little pieces of metal. There are a couple of small quirks that I wanted to share with you guys. One of them is this. So one of the odd things about using this saw is whenever you go to make a 45 and you loosen this to make your 45, the way they put this big lever on here, this is as far as you can turn it. So what I have to do is I have to, if I have it at 0 and it's tightened and I go to do a 45, I have to loosen it, pull it a little bit, loosen it some more, and then do my 45, like so. And then same thing, whenever I go to tighten it, I have to kind of tighten it as I go, like so. And it's not broken yet. Everything is still kind of tight and new. But that's one really small thing. And then of course the other thing that everybody talks about is this really silly little chain that you use to tie this down. A nice secure lock on the hinge in the back like most saws have would have probably been a way better idea. But these are all very small complaints. Every saw has one or two little quirky things, and these are the few little weird little quirky things with this saw. But overall, I think it's definitely the best saw on the market. I think it's going to last for years and years. That surface looks like it was machined. It is so smooth. This is going to be a great addition to the KTC garage. I've wanted one of these for so long, and finally we got one, and I think this is the best one on the market. I researched them all, I looked into every single possible detail and watched every video you possibly could on these things, and I settled on the Fein Slugger, and I think it was a real good choice. So you guys will be seeing this in lots of upcoming videos. The very next video, I'm gonna build Mom a little planter stand. It's Mother's Day is coming up, we gotta take care of Mom first, and then we're gonna start on that rear bumper right after that. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join our great community that we have here.